Real quick, before we start, I just want to say if you have not watched WandaVision, if you are not all caught up, because as of this recording, they've released 7 episodes. We're about to see episode 8. But please, if you do not want WandaVision spoiled, please just pause this video and come back when you're feeling more comfortable. In fact, also, just in case, if you don't want things spoiled for you in general, like including the Marvel Cinematic Universe or things going forward, because I'm going to talk about some things that WandaVision, of course, will affect going forward with Marvel Cinematic movies, Marvel movies. Please just come back when you're more comfortable. You don't have to come back to this particular video. You can go check out one of my other videos. Go check out another YouTube channel if you're already upset at this. But please, just please, I do not want to ruin anyone's Marvel Cinematic Universe viewing experience. So please, just come back, or don't, or whatever you feel like doing. Okay, I'm not trying to tell you to do one thing. I'm just trying to give a spoiler warning here. Spoiler warning. Spoiler warning. That's it. Giving you a second to let yourselves out. If you're new here, legit subscribe. Maybe, huh? Probably lost a few extra people with that, so really weeding them out right now. Okay, we ready? All right. WandaVision. Okay, folks, legit. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're seeing this video well. Hope you're not too upset with my little spoiler warning. But legit, I'm just super excited to talk about WandaVision. Oh! And if you have been listening to the Princess Davy podcast, you know I have already kind of theorized some things. Some of them have already kind of been proven wrong, but some of them have not. So I thought it would be fun to do a final theory thinking video. I don't really know what I'm going to title this, but just like some final theories, okay? And like what I think is going to happen with WandaVision going forward, okay? I'm going to try to keep it quick, try to keep it light. Legit, if you want to hear my thoughts on the first 5 episodes, I did do that again, like for the Princess Davy podcast. I'll try to leave a link below in the description. And then also, I'm going to break down the final episodes, this Sunday with the new episode and see if some of the theories are proven right, like theories in this video. So yeah, we're gonna come back and talk about it, and see if we're right. And if you've been a fan of, or if you've been watching this this channel for some time, you know my track record for theories, and if my theories, particularly my theories, are right, are like 80-20 to the wrong side. Normally I'm wrong. So don't worry about it too much. If you're like, some of these theories you're not a fan of, just like I tell my friends, I'm always wrong, okay? I'm not a fortune teller, otherwise I would be in different circumstances. But legit, so if you haven't caught up and you're still here and you're watching, with this last episode there was so many reveals, particularly that magic has existed in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for some time. With Agatha, I'm gonna say real quick too, I apologize if I go back and forth between Agatha and Agnes. I'm dumb, so just apologies now. But Agatha has, she says that, Wanda is using chaos magic, and that makes her the Scarlet Witch. So essentially, there's different types of magic, and we kind of knew that with Doctor Strange, but now we're kind of getting even deeper into it. We're seeing that each kind of magic has its own colors and its own properties and its own rules, and so it's going to be really interesting to see how that's going to be going moving forward. But also, I think it might also mean that one of my theories that I had in my podcast could possibly be true, because we haven't really seen magic throughout the Marvel Cinematic Universe in previous movies. There just wasn't really magic happening. Otherwise, some things why would certain things be happening? So I think what we're seeing is a different Marvel Cinematic Universe. We're not in our universe, okay? Like I said in the podcast, we are watching a different Wanda. We're possibly watching a completely different universe. Possibly in this last episode, it's going to be revealed that someone we thought was previously dead was actually alive the whole time. That's possibly why Vision didn't have any recollection of who the Avengers were. Maybe the Avengers are a different team or something. Just maybe something is different that we're used to. Maybe even the person that they're searching for is someone that, again, was previously thought to be dead, or someone that we just didn't, wasn't thought to be alive anymore, okay? And I think we're going to see that this Wanda is not our Wanda, possibly. You know, like we're going to see two visions fight because obviously we have Wanda's vision and then we have Sword's vision. They're going to possibly, you know, they're going to come head to head and fight each other. Maybe another Wanda comes popping out of nowhere. We did kind of see hints of this when we go back in Wanda's past and we see her have her vision and we see her see a future self. So maybe maybe that's not only just like what she sees herself become, but maybe it's literally her future self or a different universe Wanda coming and being like, hey, this is going to happen. We're going to need, this is, you know, I'm going to come back to you at a different time. We don't know what she actually saw in that vision. It could just be like a blip, but it could also be like there might have been more to it. So who knows? Again, like I said, we might not be watching our Marvel Cinematic Universe. We're getting led up to Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. So maybe the way they're like easing us all into it is like, hey, yeah, this TV series you watched isn't a part of our Marvel Cinematic Universe. It exists in its own universe here. These are the differences, and this is why. And this is, you know, why Doctor Strange or Wanda, maybe both of them, have to come to this universe and fix it, because this Wanda fucked it up and changed a lot of things. And I think not only that this particular Wandavision and her, you know, bringing Vision back and creating two life forms, to creating children out of nothing, which is freaking crazy. I think that one of the things going forward that's going to be revealed is that the blip, okay, is going to help cause mutants, or even Wanda is going to cause mutants. I think with Disney and with their track record, much like me being wrong with theories, they like to flip things with the Marvel Universe. So things that we normally think is this way, when they bring it to the Marvel Cinematic Universe or to the movies, they're like, boom, flip it and reverse it. So they just change it a little bit, or change our preconceived notions of who this character is or what this might be. Not always. They just like to do that. Sometimes that's how they do their twists. So I think like with this one, they're going to particularly be like, hey, you know what? Remember how Wanda killed all mutants in the House of M? Maybe she brings back mutants. Maybe she brings mutants to life. Maybe she, like, maybe not inadvertently, maybe by accident. Maybe she doesn't utter, like, no more mutants like she does in the comics. Maybe it's more just, like, it just happens with something that happens in this final episode, because we see her power is getting really strong. Agatha, who might also not be working by herself, I believe she's working with, like, a coven of witches or other people, or maybe she's working for a darker force like Mephisto. Agatha is pushing Wanda's power levels to crazy chaotic levels. So I think that possibly Wanda might bring mutants to life. And if it's not Wanda, it goes back to what I said before, it's going to be the blip. Like, I think with people that came back from the blip, either they come back with powers, or like Monica, their DNA is more susceptible to being changed and like mixed up. And so that's why we're going to get mutants in the future. Because the big thing, that one of the criticisms I saw floating around and we still hear all the time is, where was Captain Marvel doing this? Where was Captain Marvel doing this? Where blah, 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 blah. But really no one ever questions where the Guardians of the Galaxy was during any of those things. Anyways, so it's, I think, for them to explain why there was no mutants, or why there weren't a lot of people just going around having superpowers, because they would probably have to be included in the Sokovia Accords, right? If that was a thing, then I think, because I know that with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., there were people who had superpowers, but a lot of that was explained away because they had interacted with specific, like the Tesseract or this specific gem. And so since some of those gems are no longer existing, or like that's not always like, okay, not everyone's just going to be going around touching classified government things or missiles. So I think it would be easier to explain that once people came back from the blip, something's just different about them. And that's why now half the population might be mutants, and half of those people might change or have superpowers, and then they're going to have to deal with that going forward. And that's why they're going to have to create the Sentinels using the Vision and Wanda's creation. Because I believe, like in the comics, like in the movie, they say that it's in the X-Men movies, they say that it's Mystique's powers that they like use to create the Sentinels. I'm not sure about it with it in the comics, but I remember in the movie I was just like, that doesn't make sense, because Mystique just copies their look. She doesn't copy their powers. spoilers, but anyways, go off, sis. So like, I just think that going forward, the blip is gonna possibly cause mutants, or maybe Wanda is gonna create the mutants instead of destroying them. She might like destroy magic, but then that might have like ripple effects. So when she destroys magic, it comes out somewhere else, and then we get mutants. I don't know. I just think that they're going to use this to explain a lot of things going forward. That we're like the changes. They're going to have to bring in the X-Men and all these characters somehow. And I think the easiest way would to be a TV show that's all about like a different universe where reality is being bent and things are changing. And obviously, it's been said that it's going to lead directly into Doctor Strange, the multiverse of madness. So again, like I said, this might possibly be a different universe, or it might possibly be a new universe where X-Men exist from this point going forward, or mutants, or whatever they choose to call them. You know, maybe Disney will create a new word to call them, and then they'll cash in on that. I don't know. I shouldn't have said that. Oh my gosh, watch. Of all the things I say in this video, that's the one thing that comes true. I'm sorry, folks. I didn't mean to say it. Oh my gosh. Ah.